The multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA, genre originally began as fan-made mods for Blizzard's traditional real-time strategy games. Nowadays, MOBAs are an extremely popular gaming genre, with some of the most attended sports circuits in video games. Watch this video if you want to know which are the best MOBA games that deserve a place in your game library. When it comes to the best MOBAs, there is one game that stands out above the rest: League of Legends. Featuring well over 160 unique champions, most of whom are incredibly fun to play, a simple but engaging map with fun objectives, and a competitive ranked ladder that takes years to climb, League perfectly strikes the balance between complexity and fun. After well over a decade at the top, with a massive global player base, and a dedicated development team that provides regular updates every 2 weeks, it is hard to see League falling from grace anytime soon. League also has an indomitable esports scene with leagues around the world and multiple international events a year. The only downside to the game is the toxicity that players may encounter, but over the years Riot has introduced many features that allow players to easily avoid the chat. Battlerite might seem like an odd choice for the list, considering you're not defending or conquering bases. But in essence, and after the developers jumped from the iconic Bloodline champions onto this game, there are many elements from the best MOBA games in here. It's essentially a team-based brawler filled with dozens of characters to choose from, a deep and precise combat, and the same intensity that makes encounters so interesting in your regular MOBA. If you're looking for something different that shares many similarities with the main genre entries, then Battlerite is the best choice, even if it's currently not as active as it once was in the past. Smite has been around a while and has stood the test of time, remaining relevant more than 10 years after its release. Smite hits differently from Dota and League of Legends, giving you more control of individual characters and letting you take the first to the opposition on a granular level. The most exciting part of Smite is its arena mode, where you participate in a free-for-all death match, and your goal is to defeat as many players and their minions as possible. There are also a lot of gods to choose from, and if you don't want to earn your gods, you can also play to access the whole stable. Smite also feels like the learning curve is slightly more eased, with good instructions and tutorials to help you adapt and learn quickly. Mobile Legends: Bang Bang is a free-to-play mobile MOBA with a diverse cast of heroes, quick matchmaking, and fast-paced battles for mobile gameplay. Landing, jungling, item builds, hero roles, abilities, skins, and more are typical of PC MOBAs like League of Legends and Smite. Its touchpad controls make tablet and phone gameplay smooth, with customizable options for auto-aiming, last hitting, and more. Players match with international players and display their country flags next to their character choices. Community features include built-in live streaming, a library of streams, and an esports system that lets players watch high-level play. MOBA Games released Awesomenauts back in 2012, and whilst it may not be the big MOBA it used to be, the premise and wonderful cast of characters still make for a worthy revisit or first visit altogether. It introduced itself as a 2D MOBA, where you pick up your characters and go through different objectives, defending your base and trying to score as many points as possible before the match is over. They can be exhilarating, often feeling more like your usual beat-em-up or 2D shooter than a regular MOBA, and that's where the biggest appeal comes from, especially for new players of the genre. Paragon: The Overprime is an action-packed MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena, that takes place in a visually stunning sci-fi/fantasy world. Players choose from a roster of unique heroes, each with their own distinct abilities and playstyles, and team up to battle against opponents in strategic, team-based combat. The game features a blend of fast-paced action and deep strategic elements, requiring players to work together to control objectives, push lanes, and ultimately destroy the enemy's core. With its impressive graphics, engaging gameplay, and a wide variety of heroes to master, Paragon: The Overprime offers a rich and exciting experience for MOBA enthusiasts. For more than 10 years, League of Legends has been one of the most well-known games in the world. You have to play against 5 other people, and there are a lot of strange rules and quirks. It's also very scary. It's not something you can just pick up and play. This is one of the bizarre things about Wild Rift, a new mobile game. This mod puts together the most important parts of League in a way that makes them easier for new players to understand. With a long shot, this is the best way to begin. Vainglory has been earning its spot on this best mobile list ever since its release in late 2014. It has the elements you've grown to love from MOBA games, but there's a series of interesting additions along the way. First off, it offers crossplay between Steam and mobile devices. This is important, since it nails delivering the thrill you would expect from a MOBA on PC on a smaller screen, and the sheer variety and character build opportunities lead to some interesting results. Features such as Override, which allows you to unlock a modification of a skill once you have leveled it up fully in a match, make a difference, and all champions have their unique flavor. Rise of One is a fast-paced, multiplayer battle royale game that combines strategic gameplay with intense action. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, players must scavenge for weapons, gear, and resources while battling against other players to be the last one standing. The game features diverse character classes, each with unique abilities and skills, allowing for varied and dynamic combat scenarios. With its stunning graphics, immersive environments, and adrenaline-pumping gameplay, Rise of One offers a thrilling and competitive experience for fans of the battle royale genre. Heroes Evolved by Our 2 Games is a MOBA inspired by Dota 2 and League of Legends. Though similar, the game aims to be different and succeeds by providing new gameplay concepts like a glyph system that lets players change their hero stats like an RPG. At release, players can choose from 58 themed, well-designed, and voiced heroes. The MOBA gameplay is fresh and familiar, with 2 match formats and 2 maps. Graphically, it's not the best game, but it has its own style with Lowell's comic and cartoon design and anime. A mashup of the MOBA and Battle Royale genre, Eternal Return will look very similar to anyone with experience in either League of Dota. You and your small team are teleported into a sprawling battle arena, with the aim being to outlive your opponents. You'll wander the map, defeating AI enemies and collecting items to gain levels and power, both of which you'll need if you happen to run into human opponents. The map gets smaller as the match goes on, just like any other battle royale, although Eternal Return uses quadrants rather than the traditional shrinking circle. This funnels players into an ever-decreasing playable area, making the endgame of an Eternal Return match quite a hectic affair. Those are all the best MOBAs on offer today. Time to round up your team, pick your heroes, and charge down a lane in search of glory. If you're constantly finding yourself underfarmed, try playing one of the best farming games instead. It won't help you farm better in MOBAs, but at least your crops won't report you at the end of the match. Spellbreak is a unique battle royale game where players become powerful battle mages wielding elemental magic. Set in a mystical world, you choose from various elemental classes like fire, ice, and wind, each with its own distinct spells and abilities. Combine different elements to create devastating spell combinations and strategically outplay your opponents. With its fluid movement mechanics, vibrant art style, and intense, magic-fueled combat, Spellbreak offers an exhilarating experience for players looking to master the art of spellcasting in a dynamic and ever-changing battlefield. No longer can we wait for our favorite comic book heroes to show up in a Marvel MOBA game. Marvel Super War is the first game in the series to have such a large group of the brand's well-known characters. At first, the palette was mostly made up of the more well-known characters who had also been made into movies. But as time goes on, more of them have been added, and Marvel Superheroes is beginning to look like what it was meant to be, the ultimate tribute to the world of Marvel comic books. It's also been said that the game stays true to the source material, which is a good sign. Heroes of the Storm is an example of a MOBA that used to be popular but is now fading, more specifically because it hasn't received much attention from its developer Blizzard, rather than being abandoned by players. Nevertheless, players can still enjoy the final version of HOTS, which is one of the most unique MOBAs given that there are no items or gold, and experience is shared between the team. Each battle arena has its own objective and players can traverse these maps on mounts, a feature which is underutilized in other MOBAs. One of the best things about Heroes of the Storm is that players can take control of their favorite characters from other Blizzard titles, such as Overwatch and Diablo. Paragon was an innovative MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena, that featured a roster of diverse heroes, each with unique abilities and playstyles. Set in a richly detailed sci-fi/fantasy universe, players teamed up to battle in strategic, team-based combat, controlling lanes and capturing objectives to dominate the battlefield. Paragon was known for its stunning graphics, deep strategic gameplay, and third-person perspective, which brought a fresh and immersive experience to the MOBA genre. Although the game was eventually discontinued, it left a lasting impact on the gaming community with its innovative mechanics and memorable characters. Your favorite Onmyojis are in a MOBA. Play classic 5v5 MOBAs at Onmyoji Arena. Enjoy stunning Japanese art, 3D characters, and original voice acting. Choose from a growing selection of well-balanced Shikigami based on Japanese folklore and Onmyoji. Gear up your Shikigami with item sets, spells, and Onmyoto that suit your playstyle and role in battle. Try your hand at the talent quest against players your rank. Win matches to rise up and face more experienced players. Bored of 5v5? In the 3v3v3 Royal Battle, compete with 2 other teams to 30 kills. Join matches to earn coins and unlock a selection of Shikigami with unique skills, playstyles, and backstories. Enter Onmyoji Arena now to test your mettle. 2010 was the year of S2 Games' original MOBA, Heroes of Newerth. As I said before in the list, Strife was an offshoot of this title, desiring more streamlined access for more casual players. Heroes of Newerth was transferred to Frostburn Studios when S2 pulled all their time and energy into making Strife one of the best MOBAs. Heroes of Newerth separates the 2 teams in terms of Legion or Hellborn, and their central structure is based on their team affiliation, specifically the World Tree or the Sacrificial Shrine, respectively. The perfect mix of skills is essential for pummeling your enemy and making them surrender. Thetan Arena is an NFT game based on blockchain technology. You can play with friends on teams, fight other players, and earn crypto assets in a beautiful world. You can play by yourself or with friends in 5 different game types, each with its own way to win. Thetan Arena's gameplay combines working together and using your own skills. You can play against other people in 5 different game modes: Custom Battle, Deathmatch, Superstar, and Tower Destroy. All in all, the game is very appealing and fun to play. This game keeps you interested and wants to play more. Since its launch in 2016 by Tencent Games, Arena of Valor has carved out a formidable niche in the mobile landscape, particularly because it is created from the ground up for mobile devices. Unlike its contemporaries, the game offers a uniquely accessible experience with well-optimized controls that cater perfectly to touchscreen devices. It is also available on Switch, iOS, and Android. The game features an impressive roster of heroes, ensuring players can find characters that suit various tactical styles, adding layers of strategy and personalization. The visual presentation of Arena of Valor is particularly striking, with vibrant graphics and animations that bring the battles to life. The game is free to play with a balanced approach to in-game purchases, and it delivers comprehensive, engaging action without ever feeling pay to win. Dynastones is an exciting action-packed RPG that combines elements of dungeon crawling and strategic combat. Players delve into mysterious dungeons, battling fierce monsters and uncovering powerful relics known as Dynastones. Each Dynastone grants unique abilities, allowing players to customize their characters and develop unique combat strategies. The game features beautifully crafted environments, a compelling storyline, and a variety of challenging quests. With its blend of action, strategy, and exploration, Dynastones offers a rich and engaging experience for players looking for adventure and tactical depth in a vibrant fantasy world. The Pokémon Company finally brought the well-known series into the world of MOBAs, multiplayer online battle arenas, with the release of Pokémon Unite, which caused a commotion as soon as it was made available to the public. Since it was first made available, the roster of Pokemon that can be obtained has been consistently growing since then. Check my own review of Pokemon Unite. A recent release, Paladins was developed by MOBA Games. It was released worldwide on the main consoles and PC, and later on the Nintendo Switch. Paladins put you in the role of one of 40 champions. You and your team are locked in battle with the opposing side, relying on heavy strategizing to take home the victory. Your team is divided into the front line, damage, support, and flank. This isn't a game where you can just choose the character you like best for aesthetic reasons. This game makes you choose your character wisely for the most optimal gameplay experience. There are 3 game modes: Siege, Onslaught, and Team Deathmatch. Siege is the standard MOBA equivalent in this game. Players must engage in an intense game filled with capture points, gaining and losing ground, and mayhem. Onslaught is a point-based mode, where teams try to score as many points by performing certain actions like capturing a point or killing an enemy. With its captivating gameplay, stunning graphics, and thriving competitive scene, The Legend of Ace has become a famous mobile MOBA. League of Legends continues to charm players all over the world with its wide range of heroes and dedication to keeping the player community active. The Legend of Ace is a fun and easy-to-learn MOBA game that you should check out whether you've played them before or if this is your first time attempting one. Strife was released in 2015 on Linux and Windows and was developed by S2 Games, a game studio based out of California. Something that immediately caught my attention about Strife and S2 Games was their aim to stop toxicity in the gaming community, something that I think can get overbearing and abusive. They somewhat streamlined Heroes of Newerth into Strife to appeal to more casual players of MOBAs. Strife pits 2 teams of players against each other, with the main goal being to destroy the opposing team's structure. The structure, dubbed the Crux, reminds me of the Nexus in League of Legends. A player chooses a hero to stick with for a game's running time, usually about 30 to 40 minutes, and can level that hero up outside of the game by winning experience points. Arena of Faith is a blockchain MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena, strategy Web3 game where players can team up with 5 other players and fight to earn AOF coins. The game has Win2Earn, W2E, and AI training features, as well as an on-chain esports experience and cross-platform competition. The game can be played on PC, Android, and iOS, among other devices. Easy to learn, hard to master is a phrase commonly heard in gaming circles, but few titles exemplify the idea more than Defense of the Ancients 2, Dota 2. This free-to-play MOBA game tasks you with selecting one of 124 playable heroes to take to the battlefield, utilizing the character's unique abilities, playstyle, and attributes to help your team achieve victory. Dota 2 lacks Paragon's graphical flair and Smite's many unique play modes, but it's one of the best and most balanced MOBAs. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.